You see my introduction to this channel video, but go and see it, no? Just go and see it. Okay. Let's begin, shall we? Okay. Lights, camera, action. Hi. Welcome. Welcome back to this channel. My name is Dakshi Walia and I am a mental health advocate with a Master of Science in Health Psychology. And today I want to talk about imposter syndrome. I want to directly address you. If you are someone who feels like, if you're someone who feels like you're going to be found out, that people are going to find out that you're fake and that you are not enough, you feel like whatever success or achievements you have, um, you just got lucky and you feel like people are going to find out that you're a fraud, then this video is for you, because what you're experiencing is called imposter syndrome. In this video I'm going to talk about what is imposter syndrome, some different terms that are used for imposter syndrome, and how was it coined and who coined it, and what was the initial research about. Then I am going to talk about some of the other famous people who experience imposter syndrome, where it comes from, whether this comes from your childhood or whether it's something that happened to you that caused you to feel have this constant feeling of not being enough, or have this constant feeling of being fake or feeling like a fraud, especially in terms of your work, your education, your university, even in your relationships. Where does it come from? And lastly, some tips and tricks to deal with imposter syndrome, and also a questionnaire to find out whether you have imposter syndrome or not, or whether you experience imposter syndrome or not. And then if I'm looking down, it's because I have my little notes here. So imposter syndrome. What is it? What is imposter syndrome? What does it mean? It's everywhere. It's on social media. This term, this really fancy term. What does it mean? So, imposter syndrome, also known as imposter phenomena or imposter experience. Some people also call it imposterism. These are the different terms, but the most famous popular term on social media right now is imposter syndrome, but initially it was coined as imposter phenomena or IP, which has a less clinical connotation to it, right? So this was first coined by Pauline Road Clance and Suzanne Imes in 1978. These are two psychologists who were then working with undergraduate or graduate university students, primarily female. And this was the time when Pauline Road Clance basically noticed somewhat a pattern of thought in her colleagues and her students. And she realized that this is something that she also experienced when she was at university. And Pauline Clance and Suzanne Imes together went on to describe this internal experience of doubting your abilities, also described as a constant fear of being exposed as a fraud. This is what it means. This is imposter syndrome basically, or imposter phenomena. So even though imposter syndrome is not a diagnosable mental illness, it is something that can affect your day-to-day life and day-to-day functioning at work, university, in your relationships, within your family, with your friends, wherever, because it's this constant fear of being exposed as a fraud, right? You achieve something and then you have this instant fear that everybody's going to find out that whatever you achieved was not because it was truly you, but it is because of external factors such as luck or someone else helping them or something that is beyond a person's own ability, right? So there's this feeling that whatever success you're achieving is not yours. It's happening because you just got lucky. It's happening because someone helped you. It's happening because you had network. So it's just not your own. Achievement is not your own, even though it is mostly found in people who are highly intelligent, highly successful, highly capable. So this experience is among those people, but internally they're not able to experience it as that. They're constantly doubting themselves, right? They're constantly feeling like they're not enough, and they're constantly living in this fear. Now, this is what makes them work even twice as hard because, while they're suppressing this fear of being found out, they're just like working hard and hard and doing more and more just so that they don't have to deal with this feeling, or also just because they don't want people to find out that they're a fraud. So they're on this like ladder, which has no end, right? So that's how it is. Now, even though it is not a mental illness, mental condition per se, it's something that can affect you deeply, and it can derail your growth and your achievements in a massive way. And it can also lead to symptoms of anxiety and depression down the line if you're not aware of what it is, and if you're not willing to talk about it, or if you're not talking about it, this feeling is a very lonely feeling because nobody is expressing. Probably so many people around you are experiencing it, but nobody is truly, you know talking to each other about it. So it to me, it's a very lonely feeling. Yeah, so that's what imposter syndrome is. Let's move on to Pauline Road Clance and Suzanne Imes went on to research this phenomena, or this internal experience of doubting one's ability in female college university students and faculty members. So that was their population of interest. That was the group that they studied on. It was females, and they found their work established invasive feelings of fraudulence among this group. And then from there on, this has been established across gender, age, race, a range of occupations, and now the same has been established and more prevalent in underrepresented and disadvantaged groups of people. This is important work because so many of us are going through this, right? When you're experiencing this feeling of the fact that your intelligence and your achievement and your capability is something that is not really real for you, it is something external, and you are in this constant fear that everybody's going to find out that you're really not that smart, and you're probably being fake and pretending to be smart, or capable or successful, then you're really not enjoying the success that you're actually achieving. I was saying that you're not alone because I was seeing a really nice video on TED Ed, which I will link down below. And this video mentioned how this experience of imposter syndrome is not one of a kind. Some of our favorite idols, some of our favorite, people, stalwarts in their field experience imposter syndrome, right? So the video mentioned Maya Angelou, who's the writer, and even after writing like 11 books and getting prestigious awards, she could not escape this feeling that she really earned her accomplishments, right? And there's this quote by her which says, I've run a game on everybody and they're going to find me out. Even Albert Einstein called himself an involuntary swindler. So, a swindler is someone who deceives other people, right? Who's like plays the game of deception. So, Albert Einstein called himself an involuntary swindler. And even after achieving all that he did, he felt like his work did not deserve as much attention as it had received. So you're not alone. If you go out and you talk to people, talk to your friends, talk to your mentors, your idols, you will find that a lot of these people who for you are successful are experiencing this feeling of imposter syndrome, right? So yeah, just wanted to reiterate the fact that you're not alone. This happens to a lot of people, more than you can think. um, and if you're going through this, yeah, you can figure it out. It's okay, it's fine, it's don't worry about it.